Good morning, students. Before we start, we will have an opening prayer. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Let us, O Lord, praise all thee. This verbal receive from thy bounty. Now, I will discuss the introduction to the tools and equipment in the computer maintenance. First, we have the tools. The first tool is a screwdriver standard. The tool used to drive a slotted screw head is called a standard. Common blade, flat blade, slot head, straight, flat tip or flat head screwdriver. It is a screwdriver that has a flat tip that is commonly used in a straight screw. That flat screw can also be seen in the computer. Number two is a screwdriver Phillips. A Phillips screwdriver has a head with the pointed edges, the shape of a cross, which fit neatly to the cross slots of Phillips screw. Phillips screwdrivers are available in 5 different sizes, ranging from 0 to smallest to 4 largest. So it's stated here that the Phillips screwdriver has a cross tip, and sharp tip and cross. It was used in a cross screw that is also commonly seen, but was very commonly seen in the PC in other electrical devices. Next is long nose pliers. Pliers having long, pointed jaws used in tight spaces and for manipulating small objects, especially for bending and cutting electrical wires. Needle nose pliers. So this pliers has a long beak, just like a bird, and it was used for this when you're working on small parts, like a very hard to get parts, and it's not easy to be. It was used for those small spaces that cannot be reached by the conventional pliers. The next is mechanical pliers. Pliers are made in various shapes and sizes and for many uses. Some are used for gripping something round like a pipe or rod. Some are used for twisting wires, and others are designed to used for a combination of tasks, including cutting wires. So this is the all-around pliers that we see in our workshops or our dads, commonly used by dads or mechanics. This is a square tip and has a wire cutter on with it. It was used for twisting wires and holding things, but this is shorter than a long nose pliers. It also has a wire cutter with it, so you can cut wires. But that is also only limited to some sizes. Next we have Allen wrench. An Allen wrench or Allen key or Allen wrench is also known as a hex key. This is small handheld tools used for turning bolts and screws, which have hexagonal sockets. So these are wrenches, sometimes being called Allen wrench, and it's commonly look like an L-type screw like that, and it has a hexagonal tip, which you will use for bolts, which bolts have this hexagonal tip, hexagonal hole. It will just like it will just work like a screwdriver. We have the next is crimping tools. A crimping tool is a device that we use to make hold weld joints between wires and a connector, deforming one or both of them to hold the other. A special connector is used to join metals together. So a crimping tool is used for that, like RJ45. Like you have to connect multiple wires, like different colors. So in order to do that, you have this multiple colored wires. Then you have this socket, and then you have this. You put them together and you crimp it. That is using pressure to keep them hold together. So we have next is soldering iron. Soldering iron is composed of heating metal tip and a insulated handle. Heating is often achieved electrically by passing an electric current supplied through an electrical cord or battery cables through a resistive heating element. Cordless irons can be heated by combustion of gas stored in a small tank, often using a catalytic heater than a flame. Simple irons less commonly used today in the past were simply a large copper bit on the top heated in a flame. So, soldering iron. Soldering iron is used for melting soldering lead. The soldering lead is used for like a glue for the wire, exposed wire. So it will melt the soldering lead so that your wire can be glued on then another wire or in the motherboard. Next is solder sucker. Our soldering pump, politically known as solder sucker, is a manually operated device which is used to remove solder from a printed circuit board. The pump is applied to a heated solder connection, then operated to suck the solder away. So this device, these tools works as a it removes the old melted soldering lead. Like you need to remove the old one, and you need to replace one. In order to remove the old one, you need to liquefy the old one, and you use this solder sucker to suck the old liquefied soldering lead. The next is wire scraper. A wire scraper is a small handled device used to strip the electrical insulation from electrical wires. So the wire scraper is a device that has multiple holes in there. Then you insert this certain sized wire, and then you crimp it, and it will cut the plastic covering of the wire. So it will remove the plastic wire and expose the electrical contact in the wire. We have next is portable electric hand drill. Uses a hand-operated crank handle to turn on an interlocking gear, which in turn rotates the drill bit with a quicker setup time than the electrical grid. The hand drill is most useful when you require only a small number of holes. So this is a electrified drill, which is also handheld. So it's battery operated, more convenient than the old drill that we used back then. It was used to punch holes here in any surface depends on the power of the drill. Next is drill bits. Drill bits are cutting tools used to remove materials to create holes, almost always of a circular cross-section. Drill bits are available in different types and diameters, depending on the type of materials to be drilled and the size of the hole required. So yes, this is the tip of the portable electric hand drill. This is used by the electrical drill in order to punch a hole in any surfaces, and it has different sizes and different uses. Like if it's bigger, it's all of them can be used in different surfaces. Just depends on the power. So yes, this is a part that is on the tip of the electrical drill. We got next is precision screwdrivers. Precision screwdrivers are often used by watchmakers, used primarily for work on a small, intricate devices. A precision screwdriver is a hand tool with a similar intended use as a standard screwdriver, but possessing a smaller form factor and a sleeker handle design. So these screwdrivers are smaller than the regular screwdrivers that we have in the shops and elsewhere. This is smaller, so yes, electrical devices often have these very, very tiny screws, tinier than the ones that we see elsewhere. So commonly seen in the motherboard or in watches, very commonly in watches. So this has the Phillips and standard, all of them has it, and to use it, but it is very small that you can use it for those only. The next is anti-static devices. Any physical device that minimizes state electricity, for example, a wrist strap, floor mat, and workbench are all examples of anti-static devices used when working on sensitive equipment. So this is like for not you to get grounded on the electrical surface that you are working, because working on electrical equipments are very dangerous, and you can get electrified if you're not careful enough and if you're not using this tool. So next is flashlight head-mounted light. A headlamp or a headlight, known as the head torch in the UK, is a light source affixed to the head for outdoor activities at night or in dark conditions such as caving, orienteering, hiking, skiing, backpacking, camping, and mountaineering. Or mountain biking. Headlamps may be also used in adventure races. So this is a specialized, specialized is not the word, but it is a flashlight that has a strap for the head. The reason why they made this is in order to track the head's movement and give it light. So it's a convenient light that instead of holding the light on your hand, it's already tracking your head movement. Yes, that's the device. That's the tool. Sorry. The next is we have the equipments for the maintenance. Sorry. Tweezers. Tweezers are small tools used for picking up objects too small to be easily handled with the human fingers. Tweezers. Tweezers are small tools used for picking up objects too small to be easily handled with the human fingers. The tools is mostly likely derived from the tongs pincers or scissors like pliers used to grab or hold hot objects since the dawn of recorded history. So it was used as a small tongue, miniaturized tongue. It was used to pick up very tiny parts that is very hard to be handled by the human finger. So it's basically just a miniaturized tongue. So the next equipment is parts retriever. Use to retrieve parts from location that is too small for your hand to fit. So it works by like this. It was used for small surfaces like this. You cannot pick up the part inside. So this part has some has magnet on the tip. So if it's magnetized, you can just poke it like that, and the parts will go with the part retriever. So next is punch down tool. A punch down tool is called the punch down tool. IDC tool or a chrome tool is a small tool used by telecommunication network technicians. A punch down tool is used for punching small parts. Yes, it was used by electricians and only used for small what do you call this? Small wires like that, or like small plastic parts, like that. The next is soft cloth, of course. You use to wipe parts free from dust and water splash. So you need this for your computer, like if you're maintaining a part of a computer or the whole unit itself. It's very explanatory. Like you wipe the surface and clear it from water debris or dust. Compressed air. Compressed air is air kept in a pressure that is greater than atmospheric pressure. Compressed air is an important medium for transfer of energy in industrial processes. Air has a nozzle it is a pressurized air to sweep away some dirt in a very tight space that you cannot use either brush or cloth. So it functions like a spray can, like that. But instead of paint, it uses air. A digital multimeter. A digital multimeter is a test tool used to measure two or more electrical values, principally volts or current amps and resistance ohms. This equipment used for electrical uses to test if the wire has a life inside of it, like that, or any electrical components that need to be tested if it's alive or not, or functional or not. It also sometimes used to measure. Well, it was also used to measure the electrical current that is flowing in an electrical device. So that's that. And we have to reach the final part of our